We will go ahead and get started. So my name is Susan Gould. Thank you all for your patience. I'm the department head for the Department of Financial Operations here at UAGC, and I'm the host for this session, The Science and Soul of the Learning Organization, Integrating Data, Dialogue, and Purpose in Higher Education. By joining us today, you acknowledge that this session is being recorded and will be shared with TLC-related materials. Microphones will be muted for this presentation, but we encourage you to pose questions and comments in the chat. Also, we have enabled live transcription. If you would like to use it, click the Show Captions button at the bottom of your Zoom window. And now I'm pleased to introduce to you Dr. John Ndone, Associate Professor of UAGC. Over to you, John.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present this wonderful presentation, this short research that I started conducting a few months ago. So let me share my screen. Okay. Once again, my name is John Ndone. I'm connecting from Massachusetts, Brockton. I'm associate professor of at the Forbes School of Business and Technology of University of Arizona Global Campus. My area of specialization is actually global logistics and supply chain. So today I'll be presenting on the science and soul of the learning organization, integrating data, dialogue, and values in higher education. So the outline is, I have approximately 20 slides. You have the introduction, the purpose, the need for research, significance of the studies, research questions, interview questions. I have a theoretical framework, the core theory, that is the learning organization, the complementary theoretical constructs, my computer is slow. The method and research design, setting and sampling, data collection, data analysis. My findings are there, connecting the theory to connecting the theoretical framework to the team, and then the discussion and the conclusion. Just general discussion about the topic and the conclusion. So in the abstract, this presentation examines the evolving concept of the learning organization, where both the empirical analysis, that is the science, and the cultural alignment, that is the soul, are crucial into sustainable academic growth. This study draws its attention, its background or conceptual background from Senge's foundational theories and subsequent research in organizational development, that of Argyris Schön, 1996, and Kezar, 2005. In this session, I provide a practical framework for nurturing environments where continuous learning, system thinking, and shared vision flourish alongside emotional intelligence, purpose-driven pedagogy, and inclusive dialogue. Attendees of this conference will be equipped with strategies to help shape the institutions, not just as place of instruction, but as vibrant, adaptive learning communities. Oh my God. This is so slow, man. Uh, uh, in this 21st century, the educational landscape has been characterized by rapid technological transformation, increased accountability, and heightened expectation for equity and innovation. In response to these uh, challenges in the landscape, institutions are reimagining their operational and cultural foundation to remain both effective and humane. The concept of learning organization, introduced by Peter Senge in 1990, provides a framework to guide this transformation. A learning organization promotes continuous improvement through shared vision, system thinking, personal mastery, and team learning.
Looks like we might be having some internet problems. John, would you like our tech host to share your presentation for you? John, you might be on mute.
Hey there, John. Can you hear us? We can't hear you. I can see your lips moving, that you are on mute. You'll want to find your Zoom toolbar with the little microphone and click that so that we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Would you prefer, it looks like we might be having some internet issues. Would you prefer if I shared your presentation?
Sure.
I have
Okay.
it pulled up, Haley, so I'll share
Oh,
it
you do?
on my,
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome, Mallory. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, my internet appears to be very slow and troubling. Yeah.
Can you guys see it?
Yes, we can. Thank you. So, John,
Okay.
tell us which slide you want to go to. I think you were 3 or 4 or 5 slides in. Mallory, maybe.
Yeah, I'm slide number 5 right away.
This, yeah, I think you were about here when you froze.
Yes.
So go ahead, or we can go to the next slide if you were finished with this one.
Yeah, I'm finished with this one. Let me
Okay.
go to the
Next one,
slide.
Mallory. Thank you. And John, just say next one every time you're done with a slide.
Okay. Okay, next one. Let's oh my God, I'll be confused here. So we finished with slide number 5. So I have to go to slide number 6.
purpose of the study, John? Is that the one you're on?
Yeah, the purpose
Okay.
of the study.
Okay, that one's on the screen, John.
I can see it.
Oh, you can't see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh,
Maybe I have to stop sharing myself.
yes.
Uh, I can't see it. That's why.
Yeah, you can probably just like look at the PowerPoint and then I'll have it displayed for everyone's to maybe help you navigate
Okay.
it.
Okay, now I can see it. Okay, so the purpose of this this is a qualitative multiple case study analysis. So the purpose is to explore how higher education institutions integrate empirical rigor of data-informed decision-making, that's the science, with the humanistic dimension of dialogue, purpose, and shared values, the soul, to become authentic learning organizations. This study is grounded on Senge's 1990 and 2006 theory and supported as the organizational theory and supported by research in organizational development and educational leadership. This study examines how institutions balance evidence-based strategies with rational and ethical practices that promote collective growth, equity, and sustainability. Next slide. The need for research. The purpose of this, despite increasing attention to learning organization, most research originates from business and industry rather than higher education. Scholarship on data-driven leadership, the science, often minimize the rational and ethical aspects, the soul, while studies on inclusive dialogue and purpose-driven pedagogy rarely integrate empirical data, that's system thinking. Few studies investigate how institutions intentionally combine these dimensions. This gap underscores the need to explore how higher education institutions integrate empirical systems and rationales, purpose-driven culture to function as a learning organization. The proposed study addresses this intersection by examining how institutions mobilize system thinking, analytics, and dialogue to foster continuous learning and adaptive transformation. Next slides. The significance of this study. This study advances both theory and practice in higher education by bringing two traditional separate domains of institutional development. The empirical, one that's the empirical rigor of data-informed decision-making, the science, and the rational, purpose-driven culture of inclusive dialogue, shared vision, and emotional intelligence, the soul. By integrating these dimensions, I reinforce Peter Senge's learning organization theory and extend it to applicability within academic contexts. I demonstrate how system thinking, shared vision, and team learning can be effectively operationalized in institutions that strive to balance accountability with humanity. Next slide. So do higher education institutions integrate data-informed system, that's the science, and culture-driven dialogue and purpose, the soul, to develop and sustain the characteristics of a learning organization. Four interview questions were designed from this. One, in what ways do leaders and faculty interpret, apply data and system thinking in the institutional practice? Two, how do faculty, staff, and students engage in dialogue and shared purpose that support learning organization attributes such as shared vision, team learning, and system thinking? 3, what tensions or enablers arise when data-driven rational practice intersects? And 4, what practices or frameworks can guide authentic integration of science and so towards institutional sustainability? Next slide. So this is the theoretical framework, the core theory, the learning organizational theory. The theory that was selected here was the learning organizational theory of Peter Senge, the 5th discipline that was published in 1990 and, and again 2006. This identifies 5 key components: system thinking, personal mastery, mental models, shared vision, and team learning that enables organizations to adapt and strive. You have to move back again a little bit. No, that is quick. Hello. Hello.
Do you need the previous slide, John?
Yeah, you move faster, quicker.
Oh, okay.
I was already on the theoretical framework. Not here. Back behind again. So the complementary theoretical construct, like to analyze the integration of science and soul, this study draws upon data-driven leadership analytical frameworks, Breshener and Lupin, 2016, dialogue and rational theories, including emotional intelligence, Goleman, 2006, communities of practice, Wenger et al., 2002, and inclusive dialogue, Kezar and Lester, 2011. And then purpose-driven pedagogy, value-based leadership, that of Palmer in 2007. Next slide. So this theoretical framework, I developed it into institutional learning organizational model where inputs, processes, and outcomes integrate. Like data, on the input, you have data, you have infrastructures, that's the learning community, and you have the rationale, you have dialogue and shared purpose, that is the values. And then the process, you have system thinking, continuous learning groups, inclusive forums, like what we have in the discussion forum in Canvas, reflective decision making, and then the outcomes, adaptive institutions, there's equity, there's shared values and responsibilities, and there's resilience. Next. Research method and design. So I choose a qualitative multiple case study design that examine how various institutions integrate empirical and rational elements to develop learning organizational characteristics. This approach allows for contextual comparison across different institutional types. Setting and samples. Three to five diverse higher education institutions were selected in Massachusetts. Participants, senior leaders, middle-level administrators, faculty, and staff engaged in data information, informed and cultural initiatives. Sampling. I use the purposive and snowball sampling to participants involved in data and organizational learning. Next. Data collection. So semi-structured interview questions were formulated to explore experience, balancing data, and rational practice. Document analysis of strategic dashboards, document plans, dashboards, and reports. Focus groups for faculty and staff for shared interpretation of data and dialogue. Observations. Data analytics. Using Ninivo or MassQL, thematic analysis was combined with inductive and deductive coding. Initial coding for science, soul, and integrating teams. Patterns and cross-case team identification. synthesis in links to Senge's framework. Trustworthiness will be established through triangulation, member checking, thick description, and reflective journaling. Next. Finding and integrations and integrated practices. The findings of this research was that institutions employ data systems to guide decision-making while facilitating dialogue and reflection to interpret information within their missions. Successful integration aligns analytics with shared values. Outcomes. Integrated institutions demonstrate adaptability, equity, and shared accountability. Continuous learning enhance innovation that is both data-driven and ethically grounded. There were barriers. Over-reliance on metrics and solid structures impeded integration. Data without dialogue risk eroding trust. The enablers, leaderships that balances accountability and empathy, inclusive dialogue, professional development in analytics and emotional intelligence, and communities of practice support integrations. Connecting to framework theory, Senge's framework explains how shared vision, system thinking, and team learning strengthen when institutions harmonize data systems with dialogue and purpose. The integration of science and soul transforms organizations into adaptive, equitable, and sustainable learning communities. Discussion and application. This study, the science and soul of the learning organization, integrates data, dialogue, and values in higher education. Demonstrates how institutions actively integrate empirical rigor, science, with rationale and ethical practices, so to cultivate ethical organizational learning. Grounded in Senge's 1990-2006 learning organizational theory, this theory illustrates how system thinking, shared vision, and team learning converge with emotional intelligence, inclusive dialogue, and value-driven leadership to produce adaptive and sustainable academic cultures. Existing literature confirms that data-informed decision-making strengthened performance and accountability in higher education. Yet, it also emphasizes the necessity of humanistic engagement to advance equity, belonging, and meaning. By bringing two traditional solid domains, analytics, driven system, and rational culture, this study contributes a holistic and transformative framework that addresses an essential gap in learning organizational scholarships. Next slide. This qualitative multiple case study methodology supports the theoretical and conceptual grounding by systematically examining institutional practices where data analytics and collaborative dialogue operates as interview documents, focus groups, analysis reveal that institutions actively integrating science and soul experience heightened adaptability, deeper collective responsibility, and stronger alignment between decisions. These findings demonstrate that structured communication, reflective inquiry, and emotional intelligence Conclusion. Higher education institutions thrive when they balance empirical rigor with humanistic depth. Integrating data-informed decision-making with dialogue, purpose, and rational culture enables shared vision, collective accountability, and continuous improvement. The most effective learning organizations bridge data and values through reflection and inclusive leadership. This integration enhances adaptability and fosters innovation that is analytically sound and ethically guided. By embracing both science and soul, higher education institutions can evolve into dynamic communities that achieve excellence while nurturing purpose and belonging. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. And at this point, we'd be happy to entertain questions. If anybody has any questions about the research or the presentation, please put them in the chat. I know that I can speak from my own professional experience that this research echoes some of my lived experiences where sometimes if the data is the driver without the relational culture, it can be really difficult to get buy-in across an institution. So I appreciate what you have, you validated my lived experience with your extensive research.
Thank you. There's a question, can you share the PPT in presentation mode? We can see the rest of your slides.
There's a comment in the chat that says, thank you for your presentation. This person is in K-12 and facilitates a fully integrated system, and your words have brought it all together. So again, another reflection that your research is resonating with people's professional and lived experiences in institutions of learning.
Thank you.
Is it okay if I come off of mute and ask a question?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. Haley.
Okay, wonderful. I just had to run outside to get the dog because she was freaking out. So I hope someone else didn't ask this question, because if they did, I missed it. I missed the answer. And so, Dr. Ndone, I was curious if is this a study that you've designed, or is this a study that you've completed? Like, are you designing it with the intention of complete? I wasn't sure where you were at in your process.
I'm designing with the intention of making a published paper on it. So I became interested in it, and then I tried to design it now so that I can develop it and run it up and send it out for publication.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you have an institution or institutions that you're working with yet?
No, not yet. I was thinking that was a question I was about to ask, if it could be published this at Arizona University. They have a publishing institution to make it published.
Oh, I see. I know that we could probably connect you with the chair of our institutional review board that could give you more information about that process. Or Susan, maybe that's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. But your research caught my eye because Dr. Adriana Kezar was one of our keynote speakers several years ago here at TLC. And then obviously, you are interested in Senge's research, and I thought, well, what a small world. That TLC just brought all that together. And so Dr. Kezar has some recorded TLC sessions in the TLC playlist on our UAGC Faculty Affairs YouTube channel that I'd be happy to share with you if that would be helpful with your research.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very helpful. I appreciate that.
I think that was 2021, maybe. I might be off by the year.
John, can people contact you at your faculty email address if they're interested in talking with you further?
Yeah, sure.
And it's
Very open.
you have a UAGC faculty email address, correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you to the audience for your participation in today's session. There's a survey link in the chat if you can share your feedback and nominate different presentations for awards from this TLC conference. We appreciate that. And thank you to John for your presentation. And I'm glad we were able to connect with you this afternoon and appreciate your extra diligence in getting connected to our conference today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Thank you, everyone.